A money pit is funny when it stars Tom Hanks and Shelley Long, but when it's you or those close to you, make sure you don't become actors in a real-time remake by keeping the following realities of buying as-is property in mind. For bargain hunting buyers, low-priced fixer-uppers are often irresistibly tempting. Oftentimes these bargain listings are sold strictly as is. So buyers, please make sure that you keep these 7 factors in mind when searching for the one. Number 1, expect trouble. Contractors or investors with crews on standby likely know what they're getting into, but for newbie investors or those of you who've watched a few too many HGTV home renovation shows, buyer beware has never been more crucial. Maybe that fixer-upper is grandma's house. Maybe grandma is living it up in Arizona and her adult kids just want it gone. Maybe the owners have run out of funds to maintain it and are about to lose it to foreclosure. Or the sellers could be the type who refuse to spend money on updates that they won't be around to enjoy. Now, all of these are good reasons to sell as is, and none of them mean major structural issues or failed systems are behind the decision. But the odds of such listings being mere cosmetic fixes are not nearly as high as homebuyers probably hope. Number 2, money talks. Ideally, you bargain hunting buyers will have cash to entice sellers with quick, almost guaranteed closings. Loan carrying costs add significantly to the hard costs that must be covered before a flip becomes even remotely profitable. So you might want to remember that time is money if you're a home buyer who plans to get loans. Then get connected with a savvy lender who can wrap up remodeling costs into your mortgage and be another voice of reason. So number 3, location, location, location. Yes, the neighborhood and its closeness to any town's top amenities are still primary factors in property selection, but other location specifics are crucial too. That's where reviewing the title and pulling reports is important so that you can make sure the property zoning suits you. Now, this should also alert you to any special tax or historic districts affecting the property. Additionally, reviewing the title and various reports help you to verify the property is not in a flood zone or an industrial area, or if it's in an area that will support a well or septic system if outside of a sewer district. So number 4, be ready to fix whatever that nasty smell is. Now, many of the as-is listings you visit will have a funky odor. Now, best case, the house smells like maybe it's been closed up for a while and could just use some ventilation. Worst case, that odor is sometimes a mix of mold, cigarette smoke, animal droppings, or rotten food. Now, water damage can, of course, be fixed, but the source of the water incursion can be a difficult one to find and mitigate, and the smell of wood rot lingers. Tobacco smoke as well leaves a nasty film on pretty much every surface, and it's really hard to clean off. Something that you should probably do before trying to paint over it. But the worst offender is cat pee, and it's in a class all by itself. Buyers should be prepared to tear out and replace urine-soaked walls and floors to get rid of that smell if necessary. Now, number 5, look up. Most people notice the odors right away, but then their focus kind of shifts to whatever they can see at eye level and down below. Make sure that you look up. Holes in the roof rarely provide sky views, but water falling through those holes in the roof usually should leave visible stains in the ceiling. In fact, just recently we had a deal fall through on a brand new manufactured home that had had some ice damming, and when we went through the first time, because it was new, we kind of look at what you see, look down, okay, everything looks good, go for a second viewing, and then I looked up and noticed that there was some staining up there, and ultimately that ended up costing the deal. So look up. Next, looking up outside may also suggest a to-do list for an arborist. Getting estimates for outdoor work, including essential landscaping fixes, is just as critical as obtaining cost projections or structural and system repairs for the residents. Now, number 6, home inspections, they cost a little bit, but they can save you a fortune. Some buyers sometimes think they can save money by skipping inspections. Don't do this. No matter if it's a new, old, used, it's your best friend, it's someone you hate, doesn't matter what it is, get an inspection on it because they all can have problems. You should always assume that as-is prices probably mean that only the most significant and unforeseen repair costs can be used to renegotiate an already low selling price. So paying a few $100s in inspection fees is the smart way for buyers to avoid purchasing a property that might cost 50 to 100 times that to get into habitable condition. Even on brand new builds, as I mentioned, you should get an inspection, as homes are still built by human beings who have off days, make mistakes like anyone else on the planet, and no matter how thorough the quality control systems are in place, sometimes shit happens. So, factor number 7, you should factor in cleanup costs. As with any home purchase, one should assume that there will be some sort of cleanup or cleaning costs involved, as most of the time when it gets towards the end of a move, people just get stressed out, they just want to finish, and they run out of time. So things like debris or things that you don't want to care to, or that they don't care to take along, will get left behind for the new owners to deal with. that happened actually to us on the purchase of this home. So buyers should bear that in mind and have a plan or a cleanup fund in place for that possibility. It was 1986 when Tom Hanks and Shelley Long starred in a movie called The Money Pit, but to this day, people still use that term for properties that unsuspecting buyers pour endless streams of money into. Now, the movie was a comedy, but the truth is that in real life, money pits are anything but funny, and they can have a devastating effect on unsuspecting home buyers. So what's the moral of the story? Well, do your due diligence and don't gloss over anything when it comes to as-is property, or you may end up getting more than you bargained for. As always, some common sense goes a long ways. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, then please consider subscribing to my channel down below, tapping that little notification button, and leaving a comment or a question as I answer 100% of my comments and would love to engage with you.